Honestly, I don't even know how to feel at this stage. It's currently the 1st of Feb 2024, and I've just received the email to say the loan documents for my first HMO have been received from my solicitor. So all I need to do is get to his office and get them signed. Once they're signed, I'll be able to once and for all get the keys to what will be my first HMO conversion. Now, if you have been following my channel or follow me on Instagram, you will know this is something that I have had to wait for over 12 months now. The journey began where my mother had our family house, and I took her on the journey of trying to persuade her to rent it out as a HMO. We lived in an area called Bermondsey, SE16, one stop on the Jubilee line from London Bridge. I had the idea one day that it would make sense for us to rent out the 4-bedroom or 3-bedroom property and then move it into a 4-bed simply by changing the living room into a bedroom. It took a year to convince her, but once I did convince her, that lasted for about 5 years. Whilst doing that process, I was the point of contact that the agent would speak to. This is the agent that was managing the tenants for us. And also if the tenants had any issues, they would message me. So you could say I've got about 4 or 5 years experience in doing HMOs, right? How we ended up getting rid of this property was because it was a council flat. And with council flats, when they do any work to the building, they divide up or apportion some of the work and the cost of the work to the leaseholders. So my mum, being a leaseholder, had to pay a contribution to them, for example, redoing the roof to the block or fitting new windows or fitting a new lift or maintenance, all that kind of stuff. And because we didn't have the money cash as in liquid, what we had to do is add the loan amount or the money, to our service charge. Now, this is where it gets interesting. The interest on this loan was crazy. And I looked at the numbers and I said, you know what? It's actually better if we just sell the property now, take out whatever equity we have and start again. Bearing in mind, this is a house that I grew up in, my younger brother grew up in, and it was quite sad to kind of let it go. Also, because it was a block, not a lot of lenders would even be open to lending on it. So we're only able to get specific buyers and that process might take forever. But regardless, we said it needs to be done. We went and done it. Next step is obviously getting the property rented. So we had it listed, I believe it was October 2020, and it actually completed in February 2021. Remember, it's February the 1st today. We sold the house, got the money in a family account. I was working as a project manager in construction at the time, and I think shortly after COVID-19 hit. So the plan was to find an area that we would be able to invest the money and basically begin this journey to grow and scale a HMO portfolio. But there's this saying that I live by, which basically goes like, when you plan, God laughs. And that basically says, it's all good you having a plan, but realistically, God is the person in control. Cut a long story short, it wasn't until, let me say, January 2022 that we was able to start making progress in finding a location to invest in. And because I was the chartered surveyor in the family, hey, the responsibility just fell on me. It's fine because I like property, I love it, it's what I do. So I said, okay, let me do some research into areas in London, just outside the M25, that would allow us to reinvest the money and begin to grow and scale. Looked at Kent, but realized the money just wouldn't work because I think the average house prices was looking around 250 at the time, near 300k. And the money we had was probably just near enough ready for a deposit, let alone money to do the refurbishment. So I was like, okay, I need to probably look up north because I'm aware house prices will be cheaper, and sometimes the yields, i.e. the money you can make, can also be quite healthy. So I basically took myself on a training course which was specialized in HMOs, and it was the perfect course I needed in order for me to be able to start my journey. On this course, I learned about so many different things, primarily finding the area, stacking the numbers, looking in terms of the future, capital appreciation, whether it's even the right place to invest, jobs, employers, transport links, hospitals, tenant types. Then when it came on to finding a property, negotiating with builders, negotiating with estate agents. And basically I was so blessed because as we was completing modules, I was going up to Manchester, to the north, and completing what I've just been taught. And then I had discovery sessions in between the monthly sessions to get advice as well as a group chat. So 2022 was the year of action. I was like, you know what? You're going to grow this money. You're going to basically transform the life for your family. And I thought, yeah, this is good. I then found a property in Bolton. It worked as a HMO. I had a builder come down with me and we got floor plans, everything sorted out. What we didn't know is that there was some structural issues with the basement. I will release some videos coming up about the whole process. These were recorded last year, 2023. However, it's still relevant. Cut a long story short, after several back and forth, we pulled away from that deal and I moved into a new investment area in Greater Manchester. Timing was perfect because I had another builder who I wanted to quote for the first HMO come to the property, and he was like, he doesn't think it's the best we can go for the money we have. He at the time was trying to go for a property but couldn't refinance in time. So he said he wants to take me to it, but he thinks it's a better one and it's where he invests. So he kind of knows that it would work, right? And he's also from that town, born and raised. I was like, cool, I'm trying to invest in property. I've met a builder, I've seen his work. He's advising me on a place. Obviously, I know the information to now go and stack the numbers. Let's go see the property. Again, a video has to come out after this and the future uploads just to show you guys the house and the overall look. But that's the house we're now buying. But we put the offer in again, February 2022, and it's taken 12 months to complete on the house. I need to speak to you guys as though like you don't know anything about property. So when you put an offer in on a house, you either get accepted by the agent or not accepted. Once it's accepted, the two side solicitors will start doing their negotiating, otherwise known as conveyancing, and it goes all the way along the journey until you complete, i.e. collect the keys. So my journey took 12 months before we even saw or thought of any sight of completion. Usually it should take about 3 months ideally, which I still think is too long for the UK, property in general, sorry, but that's just what the UK is. That's how it goes. The main reason it took long was because when we first had the offer accepted, I found out that for some reason, the property was not registered with Land Registry. That just means that whenever Land Registry would have started registering properties in the UK, it just didn't go through the system somehow. It's something I've never come across. It's something that I think the agent should have told me when I had the offer accepted and done their due diligence with their client. But hey, sometimes in property, things get missed, right? Anyway, that took about 6 months in itself. Then the lender that I had assigned to the project basically then changed their rates. It no longer worked for my deal. I then had to get another lender. They downvalued the property, so I had to change again. Then I had an investor who was meant to be giving us some money. They pulled out. I had to very last minute approach family and friends to basically lend us some money as private investors. It was a complete nightmare. Anyways, the reason I'm telling you all of this is something that's been a goal of mine for several years now, and there was nothing that was going to stop me from getting to this goal. It's the life I see for myself going forward. It's my passion. It's going to help mum and my little brother step into financial freedom. So it's just a little message that if you want to do something in life, you just have to keep pushing and have tunnel vision through the stress, through the rubbish, until you get to your goal. And there's been so many people that's helped me along the way, all the private investors, everyone has just helped. It's been a team effort, but it was a massive stress on my life in 2023, to the point where, just being honest, I entered a phase of like depression. It's very frustrating when you have big plans for yourself, but it just doesn't happen. I'm gonna try and find a name for this project, to call it like Project Uncertainty or something funny and quirky, but I'm just basically putting this together. I'm trying to vlog a bit more. I want to bring you guys on the journey for those that care. I have this thing where I think about videos for too long and I don't do it, and I'm trying to be top 10 and perfect, whatever. If you like my videos, you'll follow. If you don't, it's fine. Like, there will be some videos where I'm talking to the camera with a videographer, but for now, I'm going to do these quick videos, get them uploaded and move on, because it's just about showing you guys the process. So in upcoming videos, I'm going to basically show you guys the process in terms of from the beginning to the end. I'm going to try and document as many steps as possible, and hopefully you guys come along the journey and you enjoy it. If there's any comments that you want to see or things you want to see in the future, let me know. Welcome to follow me on Instagram. I'll be documenting on there. Hopefully I might make a TikTok account, who knows. This year, 2024, I'm trying to get a lot better at documenting my journey, because everyone's got a story to tell and this has been a long time coming. But for now, I'm over and out. Let's get this HMO done, baby.